There are 12 miners are trapped in a mine right there, and Alan Ochande is on that beat and is now joining us live for an update. Alan.
Well, Purity, yes, indeed, from around 1 a.m., 2 a.m. here in Sigalagal, Kakamega County, it was reported that 12 miners were actually going about with their activities in this particular gold mine here, where my colleague Momo can just pan to just have a clearer view where they were actually going about with their activities. But it was reported that they actually encountered an accident. And so since that time to this hour at around 10 a.m., from the 12 who are reported to have not been accounted for, only 8 have already been rescued from those mines. We were here when the rescue operations kicked off, and so from that time, only 8 have already been accounted for. Of course, they have actually been rescued from here, and of course, are taken to hospital. And so from here, remember that from the 8, only 4 are still remaining underneath there. So my colleague Mumo can just maybe talk to us here and maybe just pan here so that we can speak to the county commissioner here, Bana John Ondego. Maybe just talk to us about the rescue operations. How many people, if we're told the number I've actually mentioned on air is actually true, 12 persons really being stuck inside here. How many have already been rescued?
Thank you very much. My name is John Ondego, County Commissioner, Kakamega. We are at the site where the operations of rescue is happening. And so far, 8 people have already been rescued. 4 are believed to still stuck in the hole, but the operations is continuing. And that is where we are now at the moment.
Maybe talking about this, we've actually been talking to some of them who were rescued, and of course their onlookers here. They are saying this is actually a tunnel, and so the soils here are actually reported to be quite loose. Looking at even the adjacent buildings, we can see quite visible cracks here. Maybe as a government, what plans do you have to ensure that maybe such incidences that have actually been experienced and witnessed in the past actually just come to an end?
Well, it is true that it is a tunnel which had been dug a long time ago, and the artisans are just following the tunnel in the hope that they will get some gold. But of course, what they are getting is not commensurate with what they are supposed to have, and the risk involved is quite high. As a government, we have not licensed through the Ministry of Mining. We have not licensed the artisans, so they are doing it on their own volition without any license. But going forward, we want to regulate them, and we are asking the Ministry of Mining to come up with the strategies on how these people should be licensed and be allowed now legally to operate, because they are operating outside the law. So they are involved in a lot of risk. It's a risk taking because the hole and the tunnel is quite deep and very long. So what they are doing is actually risking their lives. And most of the people who are here are mostly youth who are doing this work. You are aware that we have an employment problem, so people are putting their hands in anything that they think can give them something to call livelihood or to put food on the table. But we should not go to this length, which is very risky for them, because more often than not, they are losing their lives. From now henceforth, I'm sounding a warning that we will not tolerate anybody who will be working, especially on these tunnels at night, because we realize that these people who are here at night, from 7 a.m. is when the soil fell on them, and up to now we are only able to rescue 8 who have been rescued just this morning when this daybreak. So we will not allow anybody who will be working on these tunnels at night from today, and I'm asking our security personnel to be on the alert so that they are able to stop this. And again, I'm calling upon the Department of NEMA so that they can be able to come and do the necessary and ensure that wherever these people are working are actually conducive for such kind of work. As you can see, the building behind us is a story building and is built on a loose soil. It means that even the approvals perhaps were not given. So we are going to investigate on these things so that we make sure that there is safety and security of our people wherever they are working.
Maybe so briefly, you talked about the miners being unlicensed. Of course, as a government, we've seen in this gold belt, we've seen and witnessed fatalities in the past, not once, not twice, not 3 years, but of the 3 years. But of course, it's actually been repeatedly. But you're actually saying that maybe you'll be banning these and ensuring that you talk to the relevant authorities. Don't you think it's now becoming a cliche for the government to be coming up with such warnings when people are actually succumbing and when maybe being stuck inside the mines? So briefly.
Well, we have done this previously, but you see, people are issued with warnings, people are issued with guidance, but hardly do they follow. So that's a problem with Kenyans. You tell them something, they don't follow. They are like Thomases. They wait and see when things happen is when they realize that there is a problem. Because we have been having such cases and we've been warning them not to enter into such kind of activities. But you still find them. So the best thing I think is for the Ministry of Mining to come up with a strategy of how they should be legalized so that they do proper mining when they are already licensed, with the departments concerned coming to evaluate what they are doing and how they are doing it.
Well, thanks so much. Well, Purity, actually the County Commissioner for Kakamega County, John Ondego, really talking about what has happened here, talking about the unlicensed artisan miners here, and of course talking about the issue of just consulting with the relevant authorities, NEMA, Ministry of Environment, to carry out maybe an assessment here to ensure that maybe the mining can actually be done in tandem with the law. And so actually just looking here behind me, you can tell that particular building over there actually has visible crack, meaning and of course indicating that maybe the soils are quite loose and so they can't even hold such buildings here. And so this is actually a fatality, or rather maybe something in waiting here, where if not averted in good time, then it will spell doom for the persons who are actually residing in this particular area or those who are actually engaging in these particular minings here. Again, we could just pan over there. You can see the rescue operations are still ongoing there. Initially, they had requested for an excavator, but with the initial assessment, they saw that the excavators could just make matters worse here because of the loose soils here. And so they rule out any possibilities of engaging excavators here so that they could just dig deep to ensure those stuck in the mines can be rescued here. But so their fellow miners have actually now taken it upon themselves to ensure they go inside with the means that are actually quite familiar with them. And so Purity, we shall still be camping here to just bring our viewers to speed with the happenings here as to whether all the 12 miners will be rescued, and of course if any other thing that requires our viewers' attention, then we shall still be bringing them to speed with the happenings here in Sigalagal, Kakamega County. Purity.
Thank you so much, Alan. Also, stay safe. Elsewhere, according to the Global Insights, Digital Insights, there is an increasing use of technology and social media among Kenyans. So what is the impact of the increasing use of the same among the youth, and how can we make the internet a safer space? Joining us in studio, we have Susan Sindani, and she is the research analytics expert. She will be unpacking all this for us. But first, we take our first commercial break. Don't go too far. We still have plenty more coming up in a short while.